Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Thursday, July 30th, 2020. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. One thing you'll notice here is that the ES has pulled back in overnight and pre-market trading, dropping pretty significantly all the way back, nearly as low as the previous session's low. Price is now starting to bounce higher on a lower low failure. Price initially dropped to about 32.15s, and then we saw price get a lower low into 32.1075, which is the current low of the day. And what you'll see is if price is able to begin to overcome the previous session's midpoint at 32.30 and then start to overcome the current day's midpoint, that could open up a pretty solid continuation higher the rest of the session, and we'll be left with a pretty good rejection tail. And perhaps in the days ahead we could see expansion to 3300. We have a very narrow 3-day range that is developed here, which forecasts about 90 points ahead. And again, from this low at 3205, 90 to 95 points would put you right at 3300. So again, looking for signs that this market can start to overcome some midpoints here and get bullish. Above 3230 really starts to show some strength here for the ES. Perhaps a higher low pullback as deep as 3220 or 3215 could offer a solid continuation higher on an intraday basis. But on a swing basis, again, the fact that we are inside the PIMA trigger zone and finding strength here, again, if it starts getting above 3250, 3260, it opens up quite a bit of upside at 3300, but perhaps even beyond that. So again, we'll see how this continues to play out heading into the rest of the session, and if this thing can overcome 3230, it opens up more upside ahead. Let's take a look here at the NQ. So here's the NQ. You can see again, here's the key range we've been following. The key range has been very, very useful so far. You can see it was within 2 ticks of getting this high and turn right back around to the midpoint. Here we saw price take out that previous low, and so far holding the midpoint here as we bounce a little bit. You can see a narrow range that's developed. 10.5 is very, very clear support right now, 10.5. And one thing we've seen here today is that price actually took out 2-day lows here. Took out 2-day lows, and a failed new low now developing a pretty solid rejection as well on the intraday time frame. If you're looking at a 4-minute chart, for example, solid rejection off those 10.502s. And then we're now approaching the previous session's mid and today's current mid, which is 602. Again, if price can start to overcome those levels, we then begin to see a rejection tail type of day that could develop the rest of the session, perhaps even a bullish outside day in the case of the NQ, given the fact that we have taken out 2-day lows. If we start to rally, this could be significant. Now, one thing we have talked about is the FOMC key levels in both cases. Again, the ES is at 32.39 quarter. The NQ here is at 10.615 quarter. We really haven't seen a whole lot of movement away from that level other than yesterday, where we actually rallied into the close, rallied into the level and through into the close. If today does become a buy the dip below that level, that could lead to our first move being bid away from the level, followed by perhaps a return to the level at some point down the road. So right now, again, looking to see how the market responds to these midpoints. Above 10,600 starts to open this thing up a bit more to the upside for the NQ. Okay, let's take a look here at crude oil. Now with crude oil, this one has seen quite a move lower here today. It's already at 97% of average daily range. It's been averaging $1.08 per day. We're at $1.05, and so it really hasn't had big days lately. This is about as big as it gets. But what we did see is a test at the key range low here, and we're seeing a small trap and push back above. For the day, if price can continue to stay above that key range low of 40.48, that would open up a return back toward 41.11 as high as that zone, which is near R3 right now in the intraday time frame. So again, that's not too far off here if we are able to find some strength off these lows. And so far we have a double bottom down there followed by a higher low in the intraday. And again, as long as price can stay above 40.48, it opens the door to 41.11. And if the low is in for the day, which it may or may not be in, but if it is in for the day, then the primary upside target based on intraday ADR is 41.18. So we will see if it has some ability to bounce here. All right, let's take a look at gold futures now. Now with gold futures, again, this one, incredible strength here, incredible rally through 1800. We've seen this thing continue higher now and fill the 1957 target. We have further targets above, obviously the 2000 round number. It got to 1998.40 yesterday. We have 2021 and 2084 as the next upside targets based off the key range that we've been playing. So again, the fact that this thing has drilled higher here opens up a very thin profile here, and based on developing profile analysis, again, you would likely have to re-auction back through that level and then back through it to build out this profile a bit more, leaving behind likely an LVN there, or CLVN, in the 1830 to 1850 zone. And that again could provide a great buy the dip opportunity for a continuation toward 2084s. So right now, again, while we haven't found a strong top just yet, we look like we were developing one here, gapped up. At some point we may develop a strong top, perhaps it's in August here with a rejection at the high. That could lead to a midpoint retest, maybe a little bit below, and then back up. So that's kind of the blueprint we'll be looking at here. But again, very difficult to kind of sell gold right now. Instead, looking to defend LVNs on any impulse move down could be a great way to get in. Alright, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.